You're not tired, eh? You're mentally fragmented. You didn't run a marathon, you didn't lift weights, and you definitely didn't stay up all night. So why do you feel absolutely drained? Not just sleepy, but scattered, like your brain is trying to load too many tabs at once, and all of them are frozen. Here's the truth nobody told you. You're not physically tired, you're mentally fragmented, and it's not your fault. In this video, we're going to expose exactly what's breaking your focus, how your attention is being silently sliced into pieces, and what you can do right now to rebuild your ability to think clearly again. Because this isn't about motivation, it's about something deeper, something happening behind the scenes of your mind. You don't realize it, but you've been trained to think in fragments. A TikTok here, a Slack ping there, an email you half read, a podcast you started but never finished, a YouTube tab open for later. This isn't multitasking, it's mental tab switching. And it comes with a neurological tax. Every time you shift from one idea to another, from a video to a notification to a message and back again, your brain has to reboot. And just like a computer constantly switching tasks without saving progress, you lose data, you lose clarity, you lose energy. That feeling of, I can't think, it's real and it's being manufactured. Most people believe they're tired because of physical output. But mental fatigue doesn't come from doing too much. It comes from doing too many things halfway. Psychologists call this attention residue. It's what happens when you don't finish one task before starting another. Your brain holds on to unfinished loops like open browser tabs, and over time they pile up. Think about it. How many half-written notes live in your phone? How many ideas have you started but not followed through on? How many times have you told yourself, I'll come back to that, and never did? Every one of those is a mental leak, and every leak adds up. By the end of this video, you'll understand why you feel more drained after 30 minutes of scrolling than a full workday, how modern technology fragments your attention by design, and the psychological trick big platforms use to hijack your focus. And, most importantly, how to rewire your brain for clarity, focus, and sustained energy. This isn't productivity hype. This is about taking back control of your mind. So stay with me, because in the next section, we're going to explore how mental fragmentation actually happens, and why it's so invisible, yet so powerful. Let's go deeper, because the real question isn't just why you feel scattered. It's who benefits from keeping you that way. Every app on your phone, every platform you visit, every tab you open, is designed to break your focus into pieces. This isn't paranoia, it's profit. Your attention isn't just used, it's monetized. And the more fragmented it is, the easier you are to manipulate. You see, a focused person pauses, thinks, chooses. But a fragmented person, they react, they consume, they scroll, they click, without intention. That's what companies are optimizing for. Not your clarity, but your compulsiveness. Let's break it down. Endless interruption loops, push notifications, breaking news, reply suggestions. You're pulled out of your current thought every few minutes. That's not poor willpower, it's engineered disruption. The dopamine bait and switch. Each like, view, message, or buzz gives you a microdose of dopamine. Over time, your brain learns to chase novelty, not depth, and you become addicted to switching tasks, not finishing them. Interface fragmentation. Ever notice how apps now split your screen with multiple feeds, chats, previews? It's not about efficiency, it's about fracturing your context. Algorithmic desynchronization. Every app runs on a separate rhythm. TikTok scrolls vertically, YouTube scrolls horizontally. Instagram wants your swipe, email wants your tap. Your brain doesn't know where the end is, so it never rests. Your brain isn't made for simultaneous focus. When you switch from one app to another or one thought to another, your prefrontal cortex doesn't just move on, it drags cognitive residue with it. That means you're never fully here, you're carrying digital baggage. And eventually, this leads to what psychologists call ego depletion. Not because you worked too hard, but because your attention got bled out in tiny pieces. This is why so many smart people feel slow, foggy, and unmotivated, even when they're doing nothing. But here's the wild part, scene 2, blaming ourselves. We've been tricked into thinking that our minds are the problem, that we're just lazy, distracted, weak-willed. But it's not you, it's the system you're thinking inside of. And when you realize that, you can stop blaming yourself and start building mental systems that actually protect your focus. In the next section, we'll break down exactly how to rewire your mental environment so your brain can return to its natural state. Clear, focused, powerful. And no, you won't need to quit your phone or move to a cabin in the woods. Just a few key changes can restore the mental clarity you've been missing. Let's get into it. Here's the good news. You don't need a digital detox. You don't need to quit the internet. And you don't need to fight your brain. You just need to work with it, instead of against it. Let's break down 4 simple, powerful rewiring strategies that anyone can use, starting today. Your brain hates unfinished business. Every "I'll come back to that later" becomes a leak. So instead of multitasking, try something far more powerful: intentional closure. If you start a video, finish it or close it. If you open a tab, decide immediately act, archive, or delete. If a task takes under 2 minutes, complete it on the spot. This simple habit, closing loops, clears mental cache. And the more loops you close, the less cognitive weight you carry. We often think we're overwhelmed by life, but really we're overwhelmed by inputs. Podcasts playing while we scroll, YouTube videos open while we cook, messages arriving mid-thought, notifications in the middle of conversations. This is input overload, and it's exhausting. So try this, one input at a time. If you're reading, read. If you're watching, watch. If you're thinking, give yourself silence to think. When you give your brain room, it stops panicking. You'll feel more centered in just a few hours. This one's subtle, but powerful. Set a mental zone where fragmentation isn't allowed. Maybe it's your desk. Maybe it's the first hour of your morning. Maybe it's a specific notebook or app. It doesn't matter what it is. What matters is that your brain learns. When I'm here, I go deep. Your environment trains your mind. Make sure part of that training is single-task clarity. Leave space between tasks. This is a hidden superpower. Because your brain doesn't switch gears instantly. Going from scrolling TikTok to writing a proposal, you're setting yourself up for mental lag. Instead, try inserting a 3 to 5 minute pause between major activities. Look away from the screen, breathe deeply, and let your last thought dissolve before beginning the next one. This is like hitting save and close on the last mental tab, and it works wonders. These small changes may sound simple, but they work because they're biological. They align with how your brain is actually wired, to complete loops, to focus deeply on one thing, to recharge between cognitive shifts. And when you stop fighting that wiring and start honoring it, everything gets easier. You'll think more clearly, you'll create better, you'll feel less scattered, less drained, less off, and for the first time in a long time, you'll feel mentally whole again. In the final part of this video, we'll tie it all together and explore what life actually feels like when you're no longer living in fragments. Imagine waking up, and your brain feels quiet. No swarm of open loops, no pressure to jump into 100 tabs. No guilt for what you didn't finish yesterday. Just presence, clarity, control. Most people don't realize how fragmented they've become until they finally experience what it's like not to be. You sit down to work and get into flow faster. You have conversations and actually remember what was said. You go for a walk, and your brain doesn't feel like a browser with 47 tabs open. That's the real reward of protecting your focus. Not just better productivity, but better thinking, better feeling, better living. In a world where distraction is the norm, clarity becomes a superpower. Because here's the thing, if your thoughts are being pulled in every direction, your choices are too. You can't create clearly, choose wisely, or connect deeply if your mind is in 10 places at once. But when you reclaim your mental energy, everything else gets easier. Creativity returns, decision fatigue fades, emotional regulation improves, even sleep gets better, because your brain isn't processing 1,000 open loops all night. Look, you'll still get distracted sometimes, you'll still fall into loops, you'll still have days where your brain feels scattered. That's okay. The goal isn't to eliminate every tab, it's to know how to close them. To build a habit of clarity, to recognize when you've slipped into fragmentation, and know exactly how to return. This is mental hygiene, and just like brushing your teeth or stretching your body, it's repeatable, it's learnable, it's sustainable. You don't need more apps, you don't need more motivation, you don't need more productivity hacks. A mind that feels like a single, solid self, not a fractured feed, because when your attention is whole, your thoughts become yours again, your direction becomes clear again, and your energy stops leaking into the void. If this video gave you even one moment of mental clarity, one aha you didn't have before, then protect that, and protect yourself. Because your mind is the most valuable real estate in the world, and everyone wants a piece of it. But only you get to decide who lives there. Like the video, share, subscribe for more videos that help you reclaim your mind in the digital age. This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. It does not constitute medical, financial, or legal advice. Always consult with a qualified professional before making changes to your health, finances, or lifestyle. The views expressed are based on publicly available research and emerging technologies at the time of publication, and may